Okay. So yeah. Anyways, like I was saying,
A little
we
bit of technical difficulties there.
yes, we did had some technical difficulties. But anyways, like just to kind of sum it up, the best players you need to get a jump shot. But moving on from that, who do you think's gonna win the? Who do you think now, seeing a couple games in, who do you think's best informed to win the East?
When the East,
I think that's gonna be. I
honestly,
think it's the more wide open.
I'm seeing Milwaukee and Philly. I might be biased because yes, I'm a Philly fan, but I might see. Philly has a really good team going, and Milwaukee just might be gone just because of Giannis and how good he's been playing, and some other players like Chris Middleton and whatnot. But I really think that it will be Philly and and Milwaukee. What about you, Daniel?
Definitely, I think that's yes. The Sixers. I think they're going to be a major threat. I think that the Celtics they could play a threat, and I think that the Raptors and the Bucks, obviously.
Mhm. Let's talk about the West, but I think that the West is pretty, set in stone, don't you think?
Yes, definitely.
LeBron's out of the picture. He has to make he's not in the playoffs anymore. Um, there's not really a team in the West that can really compete with the Warriors. The East is the real thing that we should be watching. The West is going to be summed up pretty quickly, I think.
Yeah, definitely. I just think that. Yeah, sorry. I just think that Golden State they're just too dominant, and I think
Mhm.
they're the most experienced. Now it could be it could be one of those things where they could wear down. They've been in so you have to remember that playing the way their playoffs and everything it adds like almost a third tier season. Now obviously they're
Yeah.
basically sweeping everyone, but playing in a playoffs, playing in a playoffs can definitely wear you down, like I said. So we'll see if that happens. Or injuries could always happen. We've seen it happen to Durant. Um, Spurs. I think the Spurs have been impressive. But what do you
Uh-huh.
think of that matchup that we potentially could see in the second round with the Toronto? And, I mean, not Toronto. Houston and Golden State. That wouldn't even be a Western Conference final.
I think that honestly, I don't think Houston's good enough to go against the Warriors.
Right.
Um, I still think it's gonna be close. Harden will I hope will play his heart out that game. So it might be close, but I still see the Warriors making it to
Uh-huh.
the playoffs like they normally do.
Yep.
I mean, to
So
make it to the
make
finals.
it to the finals. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Harden will play them as tough as he can. I think Harden has transitioned himself into debate for one of like the best in the NBA. Just he's improved his defense, unstoppable
Mhm.
score. Do you think Harden is really one of the greatest scorers we've ever seen? One of the greatest of all time.
One of the greatest of all time. I wouldn't make a case yet. I mean,
I
like he's
would.
had
I
a
see. I would. I actually would. I think I'm not.
he's had a ton of good seasons. Right?
Mm-hmm.
He's been in a he's been in playoff. He's been in MVP talks. You know,
Uh huh.
and I don't think he's that level yet. I don't think he's that level of like top 10. Like I don't think he's there yet. Like he could definitely make it. I could definitely see him there, but right now, not yet. I think we need to wait a little bit, see how he really like pans out. If he wins a ring, if he wins MVP, and all that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Definitely. I think he's got to win a ring to be in that conversation. But I just think that it's amazing what he does. If you think about it, Harden doesn't have spectacular speed. It's not like he's tall or anything. Not like he's not like in great. I mean, he's in great condition, but it's not like he's LeBron or any of those players.
Yeah.
But he has a great handle, and it just seems like he can get to the rim over anyone. He just finds a way to squeeze into little holes that can get him to the rim. Gets to the line like you will never see anyone, and hits his free throws. So I think he is one of the greatest scorers of all time. I don't think he'll be one of the greats. Um, but I definitely think you have to put him in that conversation. One of the greatest scorers of all time.
There's one thing though, he has a signature move, the
Yes,
step back.
the step.
The step back.
Yes, the step back that isn't a travel, definitely.
That
Um,
definitely isn't a travel. Um,
uh,
have you seen that clip where James Harden does like a step back, but he literally does it like like the memes of like they over
yes.
exaggerate the step back. They take like he did that in a game and it wasn't a travel.
No, it wasn't. And it just kind of shows you how ridiculous the NBA is with their calls and everything.
Mhm.
So, anyone, can you see anyone beating the Warriors?
Philly. Honestly, I'm being like if they like give it a couple years, if they have some chemistry,
No,
maybe
this year,
Philly.
this year, this year.
Not this year. Not this year. Definitely
Well,
not
I
this
think
year.
I
But
think this
like,
honestly is the last year of the Golden State dynasty. I think someone is moving on, whether that being is
um,
Durant, whether that is being Clay, or whether that is being Draymond. Still, I think Golden State. This is their true. I'm not saying they could win another can't win another championship in the next couple of years. I'm saying that this is going to be the last year seeing their very best play. What do you think?
oh yeah.
I think Philly
I
though is
think
in position to win a finals here in the next couple of years. I really do.
they definitely are. They definitely are. I
And
know I'm sounding like
that's a
Philly.
great run
I know.
organization.
Yeah, I know I'm sounding like a broken record. Like Philly this, Philly that. Philly's
Hmm.
the great. But like seriously, like I really do think that Philly will be able to win a final with their team at the moment. If they keep all of their players, if they give it a couple more years, they could definitely win a ring. Jimmy Butler, if he
Definitely.
stays, I hope he does. And he probably should. Philly, I think, is the best option for him right
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
especially in the East.
I.
The East,
Uh huh.
you got a lot more openings for a final. If you went to the West, you'd just be beaten by the Warriors again. If you went to the East, though, you might have a chance of making the
Hmm.
finals. So
I think
Jimmy,
yes.
I just think that Philly will be able to win. We'll be able to win a final, hopefully. Hope
Yes.
so.
Yes. I also think that all of these teams that are winning championships or competing for them all have a clear, natural born leader. I think that's a problem for Philly. I think the two people who are competing for that head locker room spot are Joel Embiid and Jimmy Butler. And I think that would be a
Yeah.
problem. Who, as a Philly fan, who looks like on the floor, and from what you're hearing, it sounds like the dominant locker room. Who dominates the locker room? Like, is their true
Um,
captain?
the true captain.
Yep.
Uh, honest. Some people would say Jimmy Butler. I really do think it's Jimmy Butler. Even
Same.
though he's his short time in Philly, I do think Jimmy Butler is a natural leader, especially with all the talks about him. Jimmy Butler's he's terrible for the locker room. He's this, he's that. I don't think so. I think Jimmy Butler is actually a fantastic leader, and just you don't really get many people like Jimmy Butler, leader
No,
wise at
no,
least.
no. Clearly, you do not. Um,
Yep.
but I think like you see with Milwaukee, it's clearly Giannis. You see with Toronto, it's clearly Kawhi. Golden State, it's Curry. And I think you need that in your locker room to establish team chemistry. And I think like you said, you definitely. I think Jimmy Butler has established himself as a leader. I think Joel Embiid is a good other guy. But I
Mhm.
think that if Joel Embiid is leading a locker room, that his ego could get in the way of things. We've seen his Twitter comments. But I think Jimmy is he's good on a captaincy, like a true locker room leader. They can't focus only on their own game. Jimmy has to focus on everyone's game, telling them ways they can improve, helping them through rough patches of their game, telling the team that they could win, that they can beat anyone. And you need that. You need that in all sports as a team. So I definitely think Jimmy Butler has established himself as in that role as team captain. Anyways, moving on. I guess we'll talk about some more free agency. That's always been
Oh
interesting.
yeah, it's
That's
always an
coming up
interesting thing.
right around the corner. I think this year's going to be one of the best free agency years that we've seen in a long time. I mean, Kevin Durant's a free agent. Who else? Kawhi Leonard is a free agent. Jimmy Butler is a free agent. Uh, Klay Thompson is a free agent. All of these big names are becoming free agents. So, we'll. How do you think it's all gonna play out?
All gonna play out.
Yeah.
I think someone's gonna someone. We mentioned this again last episode, but someone's gonna go to the Lakers. I think it's guaranteed.
So yeah,
LeBron,
I believe someone will.
LeBron might be able to pull some strings in the back maybe to get someone to come over to Philly. Anthony Davis is a high yes
He can't come
Philly.
though.
Yes
Yeah.
Lakers, yes Lakers. LeBron. Do you think Anthony Davis will be going to the Lakers? I think we
He
touched
won't
this.
be this year. He won't become next year. He's not a free agent this summer.
Yeah,
I
but
think eventually will make his way to Los Angeles. Yes, I think it's a must. This is going to determine LeBron's career. If he gets a big name, if he gets a Durant-like player, if he gets a Klay Thompson-like player, I don't think Klay Thompson does it actually, believe it or not. But if he gets a Kyrie, if he gets a Durant-type player, then I think he is in a great position to compete for a championship. Because I think next year I think that Western Conference is going to be very entertaining and wide open. I do think we're going to see a power shift to the East after so many years of the West dominating. Um, but it will be interesting definitely. For imagine this though, like we talked about the potential super teams that can form, such as New York, in Los Angeles, potentially once again Golden State reestablishing themselves. Who do you think is going to be who do you think is going to come out on top of this free agency?
I honestly don't know. It's a really close call. To be completely honest with you, I have no idea who is gonna be coming up on top. It could be really close. What do you think, actually? What do you think? Who do you think is gonna become, who you think is gonna get, the best deal? I guess you could say
I I'm a Lakers fan, but I have a bad feeling that
about this.
New York is going to get one of their best teams, one of the best teams we've ever seen. I feel that New York's going to get Durant. I feel that New York's going to get Kyrie, and I have a really bad feeling that they'll get that first pick for Zion to begin all of that. Now, I will say this. Durant and LeBron, well, I think they're friends. I do think they are friends. I don't think they like playing with each other. Kyrie does like playing with LeBron, as we've clearly seen from his statement this year. So I think the Lakers go all out for Kyrie. I think it either goes like this for Lakers. If the Lakers get Durant, then I think they compete right there. I don't think they need anyone else. If the Lakers get Kyrie, then I think they're competitive. I think it's a really good, entertaining finals and everything. I don't think they can. I don't think they have a. I mean, I think that they could get to the finals, yes, but I don't think that they could potentially win one, especially with Philly waiting, especially with the Celtics could always be a threat. As a Lakers fan, I'm happy though that the Celtics are going through a rough patch here. Oh yeah, we also have to get a topic of Jason Tatum, one season wonder. Do you think?
I have honestly I forgot he existed. That's how much
Same. He's
of a
fell
one
off.
season wonder.
Yeah.
He fell off that. He was like, oh my god, the memes. He shot a three. He's only 21. But really, he's done nothing this season.
Yeah, everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, Jason Tatum! Look at that dunk over LeBron he did. Look at those clutch threes he hit." And what has he done this year? Like you said, average a couple point. I'm not a couple. I mean, we're exaggerating, but he's nowhere near. I also think that the Jason Tatum has way lowered the chances of the Celtics getting Anthony Davis through a trade. And first of all, it lowered when his dad said, I don't want my son to play there. Then Anthony Davis came back saying, I could play everywhere. He opened that possibility back up for the Celtics. But who are the Celtics going to trade? They don't want to trade Kyrie. Gordon Hayward, obviously, he is not a good, valuable piece anymore. Jason Tatum, what has he done? This was supposed to be his year that he made a run for MVP. He clearly has not.
Run for MVP.
Yeah. and I mean not MVP, but you know what I mean. But
Yeah,
but we've seen other talents. We've seen
it's kind of sad, honestly, because like I would say that it was like it was either like Jason Tatum, Donovan Mitchell, Ben Simmons. The whole Rookie of the Year race. It's pretty big. You know,
uh
a lot of people were mad that Ben Simmons won Rookie of the Year. I wasn't. Okay, I was kind of happy, but Donovan Mitchell too. Where's Donovan Mitchell? I mean, like I know he's I don't like I haven't heard anything from Donovan Mitchell. Like, have you?
no, I don't know. I mean, he's been pretty disappointing this year.
Yeah,
Not
yeah,
nearly.
just like
He's had an average. He's had a good year, but not
yeah.
similar to like a Jason Tatum. I actually think has had an average year. I don't think he's even had a good year, to be honest.
Exactly. I think his rookie year was like was his best year. He had all his publicity. He
Yeah, definitely. I think Jason Tatum. He did have all that publicity, but the thing is, he second year is big because that's when all eyes are on you. Now's your chance to prove who you really are, and he did not. He has not so far this year. Given he could still have a big NBA playoffs like he did last year, but we'll see. Halftime, Pacers are up by 2. In case you're wondering, that game is 2
okay.
0 to the 2-0 to the Celtics. But like I said, we'll see if I think Jason Tatum. I think Jason Tatum has an opportunity to not be a one-season wonder and have a big playoffs. But so far, things aren't looking that way. They're really not.
Definitely.
So besides Jason Tatum and everything, who do the Celtics besides Kyrie? Who do the Celtics have that drastically changes games?
No one. Like besides Kyrie.
Besides Kyrie, yeah. You look at
No
the
one.
Sixers. You look at Jimmy Butler drastically changes games. Kawhi Leonard drastically changes games. All of the Kyle Lowry for the for the Raptors. I mean, he drastically changes games. I mean, playoff Lowry obviously, but you know what I mean. He's still a great, phenomenal player. Like I said, Philly they have several guys that can do that. Milwaukee they have Eric Bledsoe who can take over for while Giannis is gone. But besides Kyrie, I think it's just a bunch of role players. I mean, you could say that's what's his name? Uh, this who's I gonna? Sorry, not Kyrie. But I mean, like besides Kyrie though, the Celtics are just a bunch of role players. If you think about it.
Dude, when Kyrie was injured, when Gordon Hayward was injured, the team really picked up the slack. Terry Rozier, Jason Tatum, sorry, Al Horford. They really did pick up the slack and brought them to the playoffs.
No, but now you feel like Kyrie's dominating that locker room more than he should.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not the locker room per se, but on the floor.
Yeah, I'm just like, really, you're wondering where did these players go? Where did Terry Rozier go?
Where did Tatum go?
Where did Tatum go? Yeah, like they were dominating the playoffs. They were dominating. They were doing great in the playoffs. I wouldn't say dominating, but they were doing great in the playoffs. They were doing great in the regular season. But now that Kyrie and Gordon Hayward are back, I think it's like they kind of shrunk away. I think it's because Gordon Hayward and Kyrie, or mainly just Kyrie in general, is taking up most of the shots. He's not really giving the players their shine. You think?
Definitely.
So it's kind of like they're just there now because like Kyrie, it's now the Kyrie show. Like
it is though. It is. You're right. So before we coming to an end here, coming down the stretch, who do you think this year's not champion? We already know who that's gonna be. Who do you think this year's who do you think will be in this year's finals? I mean, so we'll start off with the Western Conference Finals. Who do you think will be in that? Can't be Golden State and Houston. It's got to be Golden State and someone else.
Golden State.
Because Golden State and Houston, they're likely going to meet in the second round.
Yeah, Golden State. Golden State. I honestly don't know.
I think Golden State versus either the Spurs or the Trailblazers. I think those are the two teams that they could.
Yeah, actually, it's Golden State or the Trailblazer.
Spurs or
I think it'd be.
Uh-huh.
Golden State or the Trailblazers. I really do
I think
think
I
it
think
would
it
be
will be
that.
Golden.
Damian
I think it will be
Lillard's.
Golden State versus the Spurs in the Western Conference Finals. I just feel like that the Spurs are just so playoff experienced. Greg Popovich is their team, and I just think that he'll carry them over the Trailblazers. To be honest, I know Nathaniel's not
I,
gonna like hearing that, but I just think that Greg Popovich is just. I mean, their team is playing well, so
yeah, I just think really they don't really have any other player other than
who's their
DeMar
superstar?
DeRozan.
Yeah,
DeMar DeRozan.
I mean, yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, obviously tomorrow, but
but like it still shows that like their chemistry is so good as like a team that they'll still be able to win games, and also their coaching is so good because of Greg Popovich that their team will still be able to win games. So yeah, I do. I think it's a close call, but I do think that Trailblazers will be able to pull it off. Damian Lillard, I think, is going to clutch up as he normally does. CJ
Yep.
McCollum's going to, play his games, stuff like that.
yes.
But the East is what is
East
like really iffy.
is wide open. I think the final is going to be the final that the final that we want to see at least. I think we want to see I want to see Philly and Milwaukee go. I think those are the two best teams. Either Philly, actually the East is wide open. I think it will be Philly and Milwaukee, but I
Yeah,
also
same.
think that's it could either. I think it will be Philly and Milwaukee in the West. So obviously, Golden State versus Portland. I'm saying Golden State versus Portland. I think it's a decent series. I think it's entertaining, but I think Golden State actually gets a sweep. And
It's sweet. I'd see that. Yeah,
yeah, and then on the Philly versus Milwaukee, I think that's a 7-game series. And
that's definitely a 7-game series.
and Milwaukee does have home advantage in that, but I have a feeling that the Sixers are gonna win that game.
Yeah, and then they're gonna get to the finals, and then I definitely see like
I don't see a
Warriors and
sweep.
like
I don't see a sweep. Definitely.
yeah, I don't see
I
a sweep
see
either, but
a
it's
5
probably
or
like
6 game series. I see a 5-game
yeah,
series.
5 or 6 Warriors and 6 definitely.
Yep,
Well, let's see
and
how our predictions hold up.
I definitely think that it's a better matchup than we saw last year's finals. Um, but I do not think that the Warriors have any chance of getting beat. So, anyways, that'll be the conclusion of our podcast. Manuel, I'd like to thank you for coming on. Look forward,
No problemo.
to these playoff games coming up. Look forward to an exciting free agency. Any little last thing that you'd like to say, Manuel?
Not really, just keep on rocking in the free world, I guess.
Yep, and so yeah, that'll conclude it. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you in the next time. Bye bye.
Adios.